is actually prime workout time for me on the weekends. So, you know, yeah, a real gym rat these days. That's why I'm not.
Sean,
No, please you go ahead. Please you go ahead with whatever insult you're gonna do.
so it's pouring out where I am. Is it raining in Wichita? Do you work out outside? I thought you went on walks.
I go to Planet Fitness.
The whole planet.
Yeah. Fucking Elon Musk, man. He's shooting cars into space. He's doing it on the backs of people he won't let unionize. He's kind of a piece of shit. But yeah, we go to Planet Fitness, Elon Musk and I, and we just it's all about lifting, you know.
It's the best way to do it because he won't let you back before 90 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
You go to the gym down the street, you can just leave anytime you want. You're on a planet.
Yeah.
You need a spaceship, pal.
Yeah. I don't know how to make one.
It's a real commitment. Make the best of it while you're there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
You're a hero.
You know, I didn't want to say it myself, but I did feel like I heavily implied it, so I'm glad somebody mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're like the best of all of us.
Yeah. I am.
Like humankind.
I don't know about that.
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
There's some pretty great people out there.
Was Bret correct in assuming 90 minutes for a workout for you?
Just about, actually.
Looking at deadlifts, what are you doing, bro?
No, I use their machines with the old people because I don't want to hang out with the meatheads who are like, they're racking everything up and talking to each other about how much they lift, and they stare at each other in the mirror while they do like curls and stuff, sitting on it. Like, I'm not into it.
Any yoga?
No, they don't do yoga there that I know of.
I don't picture yoga happening in central Massachusetts.
It does. I've done yoga with old people before.
It's not impossible to do. I mean, the gravity is the same as in the West Coast, I think. But...
Well, he's on Planet Fitness, Jeff. I don't know what it's like there. I assume the gravity is very heavy because you want to get fucking ripped.
I guess. I don't know. You'd have to ask Elon Musk.
Can you ask him?
No, because see, that's like I'm doing it on behalf of another person, which sounds like we're unionizing, and he'll probably just ban me from Planet Fitness.
Dang it!
The man hates unions. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
I think once you get big enough to own a company, I think you automatically start hating unions. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a lot easier to make money off the backs of the working class if you don't like give them any rights. Mm-hmm. Do you guys ever wish Karl Marx was like alive? And maybe one of his hands was a cannon. He could just kind of travel the world shooting people.
I mean, have I ever like that specifically? Or
I don't feel that way. I'm just curious.
Okay. All right. I was wondering if it could be like his hand could be like a machine gun or a flamethrower, but it has to be like a cannon.
No, it could be all of those things.
Then yes, I have had that thought.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
For my part, I love capitalism and all of the evils that it perpetrates.
There wouldn't be any good Bond villains if there wasn't capitalism.
Thank you. It's a great point.
Yeah.
It's a great point. Salient point.
Weren't all the Bond villains like communist usually?
I mean, if I think back to like as early as Pierce Brosnan, I'm pretty sure there was a giant media conglomerate guy.
Wasn't one of them called like Goldfinger?
Yeah,
right.
There's that guy.
How do you feel about that Daniel Craig? Kind of a hunk, huh?
It's real dreamy, you know?
Yeah. I bet the old people down at the gym like him.
I haven't seen any of those movies, so...
What do you watch, like Cocoon?
Just in general? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever seen Cocoon.
Missing out. If you like Planet Fitness, you love Cocoon.
Cool. Could you start the fucking podcast? Could we...
Hey, I think that's why I sound offensive. It's because you always say something like that.
Well, because it's like, let me tell you, it's been 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. And this is all wasted.
Nah.
This is unusable.
No, I've edited most of that out. It's only been like a minute.
All right.
Hey, and welcome to Heads Up with Jeff and Sean. I'm Jeff.
I'm Sean.
We have our West Coast correspondent. It's Bret. Bret's here.
Yes.
Nailing it. Talk about professional.
Yeah, I nailed it. And then very professional. You know, we're gonna talk about
I've got great banter.
You nailed it.
Saving it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to talk about candy today.
I definitely don't cut people off, too, which is a good skill to have on the radio.
It is. Hey, real quick, too. Do we just talk about candy just today? Is that the only time we're talking about it?
No, but you never know in the future, you know?
You got scolded.
The podcast, we're going to be talking about candy. 2018 looks like we're talking about movie trailers. But first... we're talking animals.
Well, now it's time to get online through our internet service provider. It'll be cool. Here we go.
Did you just put the animal sound effect?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst part, by the way. It's just a wall of sound that's totally incomprehensible and it needs to stop.
I changed it.
I haven't listened. It.
I made a new jingle just.
Oh,
for you.
really? I'll
Yeah.
catch up on the backlog. I've been real busy going to the gym.
Talks about how much you're a piece of shit, and then
Yeah.
and it just goes right
Yeah.
into the show.
Yeah. Hey, I was still trying to talk about like you're a piece of shit. So, the other thing is, you said it seems like 2018 is going to be talking about movie trailers. Why do you say
Yeah.
it seems like? Because that's the thing you picked. That's the thing
Well, I don't know how long it'll
you
last.
wanted to do.
I know. I
It
just don't
does
know
seem
how
like a
long
lot
it
of
lasts.
work. Like, you guys might want to whittle it down to title eventually.
It's better than Kyle's clip. That's all I'll say. So what are we doing first?
We're talking about an animal.
Do you have an animal? I have an animal.
You have
do.
one? I did last week. I have one, but let's do yours.
What do you guys know about prairie dogs?
I recognize the name,
Uh-huh.
and I'd assume they run in like families underground,
Okay.
and they pop up.
And you're gonna smash them back down with the hammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're cute, and it also means when you've got poop coming out into your pants a little bit.
What?
Prairie dogging.
Prairie dogging.
I don't know that phrase. I'm sorry.
Obviously, you don't have poop coming in your pants too much.
Sean, I think you'd know it as a turtle.
Right. I was gonna say. Well, actually, I know it as
Central
I know it as turtling.
Interesting.
Not a turtle head, but
Ooh, a turtle's so much slower. It's kind of gross.
yeah.
Ugh.
So prairie dogs are burrowing rodents. They are native to North America.
Oh, okay.
They are a type of ground squirrel. So
How come they don't call them just squirrels and regular squirrels tree squirrels?
it's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because they have flying squirrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I feels like the whole scientific classification of living beings needs to be reorganized, and we'll get to that. I think that's the end goal of the animal segment, right? We're gonna learn so much, we'll just be able to
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah.
How many species of prairie dogs do you think that there are?
7.
I want to say there's like 2.
Okay, so subtract Jeff's answer from Bret's.
5.
Yeah, you guys got it. You nailed it. Yeah.
See, don't they say it's when you subtract one answer from the other in a group, you get the right answer?
I don't know. Who says that?
I don't know.
Are they teaching you Common Core math where you're at now? Is that?
I don't know.
Common Core. It sounds like communist. I don't like it.
Hey, you guys ever wish Karl Marx was alive and had like a cannon for an arm?
I do.
So there's 5 prairie dogs.
There's 5 species. Black-tailed, white-tailed, Gunnisons. So it just seems like some person has a whole species of prairie dog named after them.
Does it really matter? Do the black-tailed and white-tailed ones have to be different types of prairie dogs?
What do you mean?
Like, isn't it just like, different hair color?
I don't know. I'm looking at pictures
point.
right now, and it kind of looks like the only difference is the color of the tail.
That's a great point. Do we need prairie dogs?
There's Utah and Mexican are the other 2 that you guys weren't. Yeah, we do need prairie dogs. They are prey for a lot of different kinds of animals. So,
Your job as a thing is just to be eaten by other things.
Well, so there's a bunch of other stuff. They aerate the soil with their burrows, which is good for crops. But yeah, they get eaten by like coyotes, eagles, badgers.
Snakes?
Damn.
I don't see anything about snakes.
I don't want to tip my hat for what animal I was thinking, but did you know that coyotes will partner up with badgers to dig holes and eat rodents like that?
What? They team up?
Yeah, you can see them like sometimes they'll be like the coyote will be like resting his head on a badger they've teamed up with or looking its face. Like they'll team up and dig the things out and hang out.
That's
Just saying.
cute.
But
So,
yeah, but no, prairie dogs, it's cool.
No, that's a good idea. Is what we should do. We should start with like prairie dog, and now we'll branch up. Next week you'll do coyote or badger, and we can go from there. I like that.
It's crazy that their colonies or towns or whatever can span hundreds of acres. That's a lot of fucking
The
people.
largest one ever found was like 100 miles.
Whoa. And there's only 5 of them.
Yeah. There's only 5 of them. That's correct. You nailed it.
They must be jacked.
Do they dig deeper underground than ants?
That's a good question. And my very brief, shallow research did not turn up that answer, so I don't know.
But is their life similar to ants? Do they go like They have like a hive mind.
Yep. They do. Yep.
Do they team up with ants?
I don't think so. Actually, I think they eat insects. So the prairie dog might think they're kind of teaming up, but I think the ants have a different opinion. But they're mostly herbivorous. Let me see if I can find this again. This was great because it reminded me of Bret. How long do you think their mating season is?
If it reminds them of Bret, like a month.
Okay, Bret, how long do you think?
It reminds me of me, like, I don't know, 2 minutes.
Wow, you guys are on either end again. It lasts for an hour.
Okay. Their entire mating season?
Females go into estrus for a single hour once a year.
Wow.
In early winter. Yeah.
You really have to be ready, huh?
Yeah, I would have a much smaller cave network if I was the guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they live in tight-knit families, though. And there's usually, like, several females to 1 or 2 males. So it's
nice.
It's a busy hour, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
Those towns contain 15 to 26 family groups.
Yeah.
Now, are they looking outside of their immediate family group, hopefully? In that hour?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. The males tend to move around, I guess, whereas the females, if they're in a family group, they stay with that family group for life.
I mean, coming from where we did, it's fine when families interbreed.
You know, in Massachusetts, it's legal for someone to marry their first cousin. And I just winked at Bret for everybody who's listening at home.
Yeah. All right.
We're first cousins.
Yeah, they're first.
For everyone
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah. I'm not from this town, so.
What?
I just want to. Not really. I don't have a big old family like you guys. I don't have a bunch of family to scope out like perverts, like I've seen you two do. Definitely.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you renamed the podcast Heads Up with Jeff and Jenny Jealousy, but
I don't think I'm jealous of your opportunity for incest. It's really not.
We call it an imperative, not an opportunity. In 1 hour each year.
All right. Gross.
Probably regret saying that.
Yeah.
Let's sit in it for a bit. Let's just...
Yeah.
I saw a thing that did not could not verify. Let me see if I can find it again.
I hear they have sharp claws and powerful teeth.
They do. Yep. They fight back when like black-footed ferrets, which are I think still endangered, depend heavily on prairie dogs as a food source. So protecting prairie dogs helps boost other endangered predators like the black-footed ferret.
So they don't shy away from a fight?
Well, they shy away from it, but if it comes on them, they'll fucking go at it. They're like that dude at a bar, like he doesn't want to be involved, but if he is, he's got claws and a mean bite. Okay, so the World Wildlife Foundation, their website, worldwildlife.org, is telling me that the vocabulary of the prairie dog is more advanced than any other animal language that's been decoded. So first of all, I did not know that we were decoding animal languages. Second, I did not know that animal languages existed. And third, how do we know that?
Having a good guess. Depends on who's decoding the language. I think the guy that does dolphins, he's like, they're perverts. A bunch of perverts.
I think he's, they're perverts. Yeah.
You telling me I get funding to do this every year? Oh yeah, we're figuring out it a lot.
Yeah, we're trying to find out the declension of their. Can't really nail it down.
Just put a pool in. I think.
Do you think decoding the language? Do you think the guys that do the prairie dogs kind of dig themselves underground with the prairie dogs, or they just brought them into a laboratory and just like point out different stuff and listen to the noises they make?
So, one of the examples they give is, and I quote, "Prairie dogs can alert one another, for example, that there's not just a human approaching their burrows, but a tall human wearing the color blue."
What?
Why does that matter?
Well, so I guess they could differentiate between humans. So they could be like, "There's that fucking asshole Jerry." Oh boy. Oh, but you guys know what Jerry's all about.
This is just a scientist with low self-esteem. See, prairie dogs can identify a good guy. There's that guy in the blue jacket who has a lot to give.
Now,
This scientist rants on Reddit.
prairie dogs don't look that tall. Do they think most humans are tall?
Hey,
Like, where do they go
They,
with short to
they
tall
didn't
humans?
link the study on animal vocabulary and how to determine what prairie dogs are saying, so I can't find out. They weren't like, oh, by the way, here's all the information. Here's the fucking prairie dog lexicon if you want to talk with them.
Now
No,
Utah
Jeff,
prairie...
I would love to talk with prairie dogs. I would love that. But no one is letting me see this research. Oh my god. Do you think the CIA funded this research to spy on people in the Midwest?
Oh, shit.
Sorry, go on with your...
Are there prairie dogs in the Northeast?
I don't know. Let me refer you to my not very good research.
You could stick your head in some holes and just start talking.
So, well, I know skunks live here. So, in the United States, they range primarily to the west of the Mississippi River. Yeah.
Have they ever burrowed under the Mississippi and then caused a flood to kill the whole colony?
That's a movie right there.
That's the Hurricane Heist.
Well, first of all, we don't tip our hands. First of all, second of all,
Can you beep it?
what would that
Yeah, I'll peep it.
what would that movie be called?
A river runs through it.
That's a good one.
The Shape of Tunnels?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. If one of the prairie dogs had sex with a fish, maybe.
I mean, the movie's not written yet. We
All
can
right.
make it. We can make
Yeah,
it.
we'll type up a spec script. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Prairie frogs would be like if it was a water world, like the flood had already happened, and they'd like kind of morph a little bit.
So let me ask you this: is this live action or is this animated?
Well, it's got to be live action.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you can talk to prairie dogs, you can act, for sure.
Now we know they understand our language.
Well, I don't know if they understand our language. There's no research on that. Not that the CIA is letting the public see, but
Do you think the Utah prairie dog and the Mexican prairie dog speak different prairie dog languages?
oh boy, I don't know, Jeff. Why don't you do your impression of what they would each sound like? Jeff, do you want
I mean,
to?
it says that humans only hear like the barking like a dog. How do you bark like a dog in Spanish?
Just gonna let you hang yourself out.
Yeah. I don't know, Jeff. What do you think?
And so so the tunnels would flood. You start the movie. Society of Prairie
Now
Dogs.
let me hold on.
underwater.
Let's revisit this real quick. Did it take you that long to consider putting in the Yokiro Taco Bell dog noise in right there, and then decide, no, that's the worst idea I've ever had? Is that what took you so long?
No, I was trying to figure out how do you say bark in Spanish, but I don't know.
And it would be too hard to look up. So
Yeah, Bret, you live in California. How do you say bark in Spanish?
actually, before the podcast, you were telling us you took one. You took one class in Spanish, right?
Yeah, they said you aced it.
Yeah.
Todos bien. And they gave me a passport and let me walk out the door.
You sure it was a Spanish class?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I don't know.
All right, so back to these aquatic groundhogs. Gophers? What are prairie dogs?
Prairie dogs. Yeah.
Do they know about each other? All those things?
I can't talk to prairie dogs, so I don't know. They won't let me.
And if they have such like in high language, are they like the I went to Harvard of the ground mammals?
Yeah, are some of them real snobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that 100-mile across city is like their big city. It's like really metropolitan prairie dogs.
There's like prairie dog Trump that they're like, all these fucking gophers got him elected.
It's good. This cutting edge Trump stuff. They're really giving it to him. Nobody's done that yet. I think nobody's really. It's good to have someone really just taking him down.
Taking him to task?
Yeah. I think that's probably the best.
Can you beep that out too then, I guess?
Yeah.
Gross.
Say, keep your audience interested. They're like, ooh, it's a secret. Let's look back in old episodes for clues.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you been doing that? Have you been laying down a trail of clues to create like one large meta joke?
Jeff has actually been laying down
Yeah.
clues about his secret interest.
Of what?
And if I ever get the time, I'm going to put an audio compilation together of all the episodes where he mentions this secret interest. And it's there. It's hiding in plain sight.
Bret, I was going to save that for episode 500. But
Yeah. He knows a lot about a certain topic, and it kind of involves animals, and way more than you think.
I'm not doing this for 500 episodes. So, prairie dog territories have well-established borders that coincide with physical barriers such as rocks and trees. So I just figured
That sounds like the rocks and trees did all the work then. It's like we can't dig anymore that way. I guess we're done.
It's like how the United States is a very defined border by the oceans.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's our choice.
so here's the resident male of a territory defends it, and antagonistic behavior will occur between two males of different families to defend their territories.
Ooh.
These interactions may happen 20 times per day and last 5 minutes.
Jesus.
When
We got nothing better to do.
When
right?
two prairie dogs encounter each other at the edges of their territories, they will start staring, making bluff charges, flare their tails, chatter their teeth, and sniff each other's perianal scent glands.
Where are those located?
Everything except the last part sounds adorable.
Again, imagine them as a guy in a bar.
Yeah.
Look, bro, I don't want any trouble, but let me just smell that ass first.
It sounds like San Francisco a little bit.
I clicked on this link called 21 Facts About Prairie Dogs You Must Know.
Yeah.
And number 11 is, even though it's not proven yet, it's been said they can talk about non-existent things when they describe a situation.
Yeah. So they're just real imaginative little dirt rodents.
You can't title a link to an article 21 Facts when you can say, even though it's not proven yet.
Jeff, this is the thing. You and I and Bret, and I hope he doesn't take offense, we could all have jobs as animal scientists where we just go and be like, hey, did you guys know that dolphins they talk and they have a language? Oh shit, we need to do this for another 5 years. We need to decode their language. It's going to involve a lot of us just like surfing and swimming in pools with dolphins and stuff.
No, it's about immersion. You don't understand. I need more time.
Let me call my buddy in the prairie dog division. Hey man, what's up? Yo, I just found out prairie dogs are like fucking writing Lord of the Rings for prairie dogs.
Oh shit! You mind if I use that for crows? My boss is up my ass.
Do you think in 5 years there'll be like prairie dog classes like there are for other languages? You can just go to school to learn prairie dog.
Oh boy, for a second I thought you meant like social classes, and I was going to talk about Karl Marx, the prairie dog, but...
You guys ever wish that Karl Marx was alive and a prairie dog with a cannon for an arm?
I do. Maybe, for all we know, he is. Until we can talk to prairie dogs, which we know they definitely can talk, which means that they're intelligent, because they can do like speculative fiction, like, we're never going to know. We need to find out.
Jeff, to bring up your earlier point, will the prairie dog Karl Marx also have a machine gun and flamethrower for an arm, and can he have a tiny submarine with torpedoes? Because I feel like other than that, he's going to be behind the times.
I mean, if he's near one of those settlements that's near a river, I mean, he's going to have at least a submarine.
Yeah.
Hey, I found another section that kind of reminds me of Bret.
Ooh. Yep.
When copulation is over, the male is no longer interested in the female sexually, but will prevent other males from mating with her by inserting copulatory plugs.
What?
They don't explain what copulatory plugs are.
Just shove a little mud in
Right.
there.
They're
That
just
sounds nasty as hell.
like there's no information on what that is.
Little prairie dog chastity belts.
Oh, God. Oh. Even the words are gross.
Well, yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast. This is what we do now.
Where even the words are gross.
Hope you don't mind after we're finished. I'm going to use some copulatory plugs on you.
I'm not interested in you
out in the
anymore, but I just don't want any other dudes getting in on that.
Look out in the Heads Up shop. We're going to be selling copulatory plugs.
Like little wine stoppers with like our heads on the ends.
I was gonna say, as long as they're branded, I'm okay with it as long as they're branded. Got to get that merch. That's where the money is, Jeff. All that podcast money. We know it's
Get to
there.
the shop.
We know it's there.
We can make $5s of dollars.
Oh, dollars. Oh, shooting kind of high.
They build rooms for different activities. Apparently under there.
Yeah, they have.
But this is
Yeah,
for-
they have like bedrooms and nurseries and stuff. There's also a debate over whether the alarm calling of prairie dogs is selfish or altruistic. So it's important that we know the prairie dog's motive in helping defend its family members.
Wait, how is it selfish?
So it's possible that they alert others to the presence of a predator so that they can protect themselves. Like, hey, there's a predator. Everyone else needs to come help me.
Right.
Or the calls are meant to cause confusion and panic in groups and cause the others to become more conspicuous to the predator. Like, oh no, I'm being targeted. I'll panic all of my friends, and when they start running, the predator will go after them.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds pretty smart.
There's definitely a movie in there. Real prairie dog anti-hero.
Yeah, the villain.
It's not like Prairie Dog Jeff is walking by his house, he sees a coyote, and then he runs over to Prairie Dog Sean's house and makes a bunch of noise, so the coyote goes over there.
I think there's some, we'll put that in the spec script. One of the prairie dogs has to be like the betrayal prairie dog, you know?
Yeah.
They're the one who quote-unquote accidentally flooded the village because they had a development deal afterwards. We're talking big prairie dog.
Bret, I mean, they even have a panic room in case the nest is flooded. They plan for this. This room always gets fresh air.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this is from the same site that said it's not proven when they said there are facts, but yeah. They use the leftover soil to build observation decks.
They can be difficult to breed in captivity, so thanks for that, scientists.
Yeah, I mean, it's an hour every year. I mean,
hey man, how was work? I stood around for 8 hours trying to get prairie dogs to fuck, but they're just being real bitches about it. Oh, did you wait for the 1 hour a year that they do it? Yeah, no, today was the day, man. Today was the day. I put music on, little Barry Manilow.
There probably wasn't enough mud around to create copulation plugs afterwards, so they didn't bother.
Oh, fuck, I didn't put any plugs in there. That's what it was.
Come on, get in there! Let me show you how it's done.
I'm doing it. I'm Googling copulation plug. I'm doing it.
Goodbye, search history.
Oh, you think that's the worst thing I've searched on Google?
The best part is if you start to type in and it just finishes it for you.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm not going to do it. Great.
It's a gelatinous secretion deposited by a male into a female genital tract, such as the vagina, in case you were wondering.
And that's what that means.
It later hardens into a plug or glues the tract together. They fucking glue it shut on their way out.
Wait, how does the baby get out?
While females can expel the plugs, the male's sperm still gets a time advantage in getting to the egg, which is often the deciding factor in fertilization.
This may be gross, but I mean, does it just come out after their semen? just whatever goo they use?
Look, I'm just learning about this, and it's nightmarish.
Have we, you know how we make horse hooves into glue? Have we used prairie dog copulation plugs for anything in the industrial world?
It's what keeps jelly beans together.
I don't know. Have you ever had a circus peanut?
That's the nut part of peanut in the circus peanut.
I think we should call them circus peanuts. I don't know if people are going to want to buy copulation plugs.
I think some people will want to buy them, but I don't think they're big enough to market to.
Not the right people. Well, I am going to have a candle lit next time I go to the bedroom.
I wonder how many other animals have also developed those kind of natural copulation plugs.
Hey, sometimes they do it in homosexual matings.
Huh.
The prairie dog will go ahead and just
I'm way away from prairie dogs now. This mating.
We're talking about dolphin suicide again.
yeah, we're down the dolphin suicide path. They're talking about worms now, but male matings have been observed in this certain species of worms. Mm-hmm. Upon completion of so some scientists just watch these dudes get it on, these worm dudes. Upon completion of the act, the penetrating partner will seal off the recipient's genital region with a mating plug. That's it.
Wow. Ugh. Can they mate male to male? Not species or no?
Well, not mate, but they can F.
Yeah.
Thank you for censoring yourself, Bret.
You know what, Jeff? I did the last. Why don't you do male matings? Why don't you Google that for me?
I've got some bookmarks.
Speaking of dolphin suicide,
no.
A few years ago,
you killed a dolphin? Wow! Whoa!
He looked like he wanted it.
Yeah. Oh, I did see a whale carcass on the beach the other day. That was pretty neat. But no, we
were
went.
Gonna say you used a copulation plug in a blowhole of a dolphin.
We went to for somebody's birthday. They wanted to go to fucking Six Flags, and it was one of the ones with animals there, and they had the dolphin pen, which seemed like it was way too shallow of water, and they're all scarred up. And the guy's like, they love doing that. They get so itchy. They just rub themselves on the rocks. But these were deep, I'm looking to end this.
Yeah. I know when I get an itch,
Terrible.
I cut myself to the bone.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some dry skin. I've bled before scratching.
Yeah, dog.
You know?
Do you think you get dry skin if you live in the fucking ocean?
That's salt water. Are you kidding me? Of course.
Oh yeah, these dolphins got real dry skin. That's what you're just seeing, their dry skin in this pool.
I'm gonna send you pictures of dolphins with dry skin for like a month now.
It's water, but it's a dry wet.
Ooh, boy. Did you guys know? Sorry, I was just skimming through and I saw a term called prairie dogging. And it's not what I thought it was, but
What is it?
Is it what Bret described or no?
no, not even close. No. Well, actually, let me just check a thing here. What is
I'm about to hit enter on prairie dogging GIF, so it better be something good.
prairie dogging is the action of several people simultaneously looking over the walls of their cubicles in an office in response to a noise or other distraction.
Huh. That's depressing. I'm glad I don't work in an office.
You know, I hear people in offices have developed language and can talk to each other.
I hear they use copulation plugs.
That era's over, though. Time's up, Bret.
Right.
Time's up.
Is there a prairie dog leader?
Ooh, is there like a mayor?
Yeah, I don't see anything about...
Oh, Mare would be so
I
cute.
don't see anything... Well, that'll be in the movie, then. I don't see anything about the mares. Let's see. The licking of genitals may protect against sexually transmitted diseases and genital... No, that's not... That's not the right...
Is that true? Will it help?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Jeff, keep coming back to this point like subtly throughout the whole thing.
Is it done before or after?
Prairie dogs live in large colonies or towns. Yeah.
Is it done before or after?
Why would it be done after?
Wipe it off?
So
I
doesn't
don't know.
settle in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, well, you'll dislodge the plug that you just put in. Like, what? What's the matter with you people?
You're an expert on him.
Oh, gross! Family members of a family group interact through oral contact or kissing. It's just
Too close.
It's just bad to read right after the genital-looking stuff.
They're just gonna lick their genitals to help avoid sexually transmitted diseases, and then go kiss their family on the mouth.
I don't know. You guys are the ones who were talking about incest earlier. You tell me.
And these people think that they're the like king underground rodent. This is the Roman Empire about to fall. These prairie dogs.
Actually, like 95% of their population has already been wiped out. It's theorized that there used to be up to like 1 billion.
Whoa! And this is all from the coyote other thing pair up.
I'm going with farming.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll go with like human interaction with their.
So we should wipe out the coyotes and the badgers.
I'm just saying there are a lot of coyotes. I've learned. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know that they poop on top of hills? Kind of cool.
Coyotes?
Yeah. They need to be safe. That's what I feel it.
They poop on top of hills.
Yeah, because so they can look around at everything.
They have the high ground while they're pooping.
Yeah.
I think they underestimate your power. So that's a great fact. Maybe you can come back next time, Bret. But we're not talking about coyotes and where they poop, just so they can fucking check out the scenery.
I just have a
What
list
about
of
the
things
ones
I
that-
like to talk about every day.
What about the ones that live in plains? Or on plains?
I don't know. You find the biggest hill they can. We're not talking about coyotes pooping anymore, Jeff.
Sorry.
Come on.
Do you think their genitals are clean of sexually transmitted diseases, or do they have to lick them as well?
Like where in the
I'm
mammal
asking
chain?
for a friend.
I think we're done with prairie dogs. I think you guys have polluted it enough with your coyote pooping and genital licking.
Like, do you think like a house dog, like roughly Stella's size, has the same power?
I think they're smaller than your dog.
Prairie dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're smaller. Unless they also overeat.
Can we pay them a compliment though? They have great posture when they stand up.
Okay.
Do you think do you think scoliosis is a problem for prairie dogs?
Ooh. Check your fact sheet.
Well, maybe like
Yeah.
these city prairie dogs that all work in these cubicles in their giant city.
Sitting in their desks all
Yeah.
day.
prairie dogging. All right, so after animals, the animal segment's done. It's over for this episode. This year, this everything up to that was fine, and
You can bleep that.
I'm gonna add it to this new song I had that Sean hasn't heard.
I'll listen to it later.
So complain about the old one.
We gotta get through this so I can go to Planet Fitness with Elon Musk.
So I had you guys watch the trailer for an upcoming movie.
Apparently, 2018, we watch trailers. I guess.
Well, I'm worried about your reaction to the trailer, so I don't want to say it's all of 2018.
Yeah.
You know, you might shoot it down. You know, I don't
I'm
know.
sorry I was so against Kyle's Click and then watching full-length feature films about wizards. I'm sorry. One of those things I hated, and the other one was a huge time sink.
True.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just don't want to commit ourselves to anything.
Yeah.
What about watching the same movie each time?
No.
All year.
Come on. You can't just skip over when Jeff says he has a problem with commitment. Like we didn't know that. It's fine. It's fine. We'll never commit to anything, Jeff. Okay? Does that make you feel safer?
Yeah.
So we're watching trailers maybe for 2018. We're doing it now. We'll see what you get next week.
Yeah. Next month.
Next month. Yeah, sorry.
We might get better at that too. We'll figure it out.
And what did we watch this
Watch trailer for the Hurricane Heist.
Oh, shit.
How did you hear about this movie?
Occasionally, I just I like to browse trailers a lot. So for like upcoming movies or older movies.
Okay.
And this one, just the name, just got me. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
Will I watch the movie? Probably not. But tagline like $600 million at 600 miles an hour. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be done.
So let's see. This film stars Toby Kebbell and
True.
Maggie Grace. Toby Kebbell was in War for the Planet of the Apes as Koba. That sounds like he was a monkey. So
He was the bad monkey.
was he?
Koba was the bad one, but
Okay.
he was abused too, so he's like, you know.
Yeah, we get why he's bad. Okay, he was in the Warcraft movie. Oh, he played Doctor Doom in the 2015 Fantastic Four movie. So
Quick opinion. If you're playing something that's not a human, shouldn't you have to be Andy Serkis?
I mean,
I think in the early 2000s that was a law. The Screen Actors Guild had that written in, but I think they were forced to open it up.
yeah, it's too many roles.
Time's
now.
up.
Yeah.
Time's up, Andy Serkis.
I know by doing that it sounds like I'm devaluing this movement. I'm not.
Yeah.
I like how general use it can be.
What's Maggie Grace been in?
She was in Lost. She was in a TV series called Susanna, where she played Susanna. And then it lists all the episodes and who she played in it, and it's just a big old list of Susanna. So that's cool.
Title role, that's pretty big.
Taken 2. She played Kim.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was the mom or the daughter or
Yeah.
another. I actually haven't seen the Taken films. I assume it's the dad, right, who has a special set of skills, who the actor's name I forget, and then there's
Yeah.
the daughter and the mom, and then everyone else is like a faceless.
Well, she lives through Taken 2. Her character survives because she's in Taken 3.
Okay. Is she in Taken
This
3?
could be a ghost or a flashback.
Wow.
True.
Hey, she gets a last name in Taken 3, so I guess the character
Nice.
really gets cemented.
They really started developing these female characters as opposed to just making them things.
Yeah, she has a last name.
By
That's
Taken
cool.
3. Yeah.
Was she in Cars, Jeff?
You think she's British?
I don't know. No, I don't see her in Cars. Okay, that's my that's my new reference point for movies. Were they in Cars? No, I don't care. So, but the Hurricane Heist, we watched this trailer.
Yeah. It appears that
Yeah, it does.
some
appear.
people are trying to rob the treasury.
A treasury, because aren't they in Alabama?
Yeah.
Some guy is from Alabama. I don't know if it happens in
Do all
Alabama.
But you can't tell because it's subtle.
Yeah.
Do all people from Alabama have a secret compartment in the back of their wardrobe that has a bunch of guns hung up, like they're in a James Bond movie?
But redneck James Bond, because he also has Hawaiian shirts hung up in that the same cabinet.
Yeah, of course. Well, I am from Alabama. Let me get my guns. We'll go shoot this hurricane. Get on back home. Have some sweet molasses.
Now, this trailer happens very quickly.
Ugh.
I cannot tell if the guy from Alabama is a good guy or a bad guy.
That's what makes it intriguing.
And let me just say, thank God it happens quickly.
Yeah. I guess we don't know good from bad yet. So I don't know if he's robbing the treasury or if he's trying to prevent the robbery of the treasury.
Now, I was under the impression that this was the brother. So let me just real quick. Okay, so there's a woman who works at the treasury. And her job is...
She has an iPad and she FaceTimes the money.
I was gonna say, her job is to watch the money. That's her job. And apparently she's the only one who knows the code to this door. I presume there's other people that get killed in the attack. And then she's like, last person standing. So she runs away and just like the Batmobile car shows up.
I mean, you say Batmobile, but it looks like it has one singular focus, and that is to being stopped from being moved.
We'll get to the spike power that it looks like they lifted out of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy from the 80s. But she runs outside when the place is getting attacked, and then just some dude shows up and is like, "Yo, let's go!" And then they drive away, and he's like, "We gotta go get my brother." They establish nothing really here, so they go, and then that's where we meet Alabama Shotgun, whatever his name is. And then there's a bunch of shots of the hurricane, and they're driving away from it, and that's the trailer. So
you also have the guys that are going to actually do the robbing, and some semi-trucks in a hurricane.
So I love that
with a bunch of money coming out.
I like that part of their plan was to drive up, and the guy was like, "No, you can't go in. We're on lockdown." And the dude driving is like, "Come on, man.
Please.
Come on. Let me just go look at the money."
Yeah, didn't they know that they planned this heist during this crazy hurricane? You'd think they'd know that this place would be on lockdown, right? That was their plan.
Did they plan for the hurricane?
I think so.
600
Like I
million
said,
isn't a lot compared to hurricane damage.
Yeah, that was
Especially
the other
if
thing.
this is a storm of the century.
And it looks like a lot of that money gets blown away in
Yeah.
this hurricane.
So you guys came to a different conclusion than I did, because I thought the hurricane was in on it. I thought that...
Right. Oh, it's the hurricane's job.
Yes, thank you. Like, they just need to get the money outside. The hurricane can't get into the building. Where the money is that this woman is paid to look at, it's protected specifically from hurricanes. And this hurricane
Right.
needs these people to go in and get the money out. Because we see towards the end, there's an 18-wheeler, like a tractor-trailer, and it just gets... Like, the black doors fly open and all the money goes flying out, and it's the hurricane's now. That's what the hurricane wanted.
Hurricane's greedy.
Yeah. Well, not...
Damn.
I mean...
So you think these people are working for the hurricane?
Yeah, I do. I think the
Wow.
hurricane is probably just like a character in the film, based on
Yeah.
the level of acting and what it seems like the script is going to be. That seems plausible to me.
Once again, hidden in plain sight. The movie's called The Hurricane Heist.
Yeah,
They're just telling you.
yeah. Telling you right off the bat.
Do you think that the Hurricane Heist will be in Ocean's 14? The Hurricane, anyway.
They've restarted the Ocean's movies with all women now, so it's Ocean's 8. So it will probably be Ocean's 9 where the hurricane will be in that one.
Well, unless they're doing with the women's version, they're doing the opposite direction. So the next movie will be Ocean 7.
Ooh.
Until it's like Ocean's 1, and it's just like a woman walks in and takes all the money and leaves. It's like a 5-minute short film.
That's really sad because that would assume that one of the characters dies in every movie.
Yeah.
Right? That's
They
crazy.
sound like amazing movies that make the brave decisions that the original Ocean's 11 movies didn't make.
Now, do you think this movie
What
is
happened
gonna
to
do well?
Jeannie? Oh, yeah, the guard shot her right in the face.
Yeah, she's dead. Here's the video footage, and you have to watch like the whole thing. Just is that going to be just the new thing? Is remaking movies with just an all-women cast? Is that?
I mean,
I'm not like specifically opposed to it. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering what the draw is. Because like if I've seen this movie before, what changes if it's just all women?
if they're gonna reboot them, go ahead and switch the cast around, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's can you have an original movie starring
Right.
women or no?
They could do an original heist movie without attaching it to the Ocean's name.
True.
It's just people not, like, these CEOs of the company being like, oh, yeah, we gotta do stuff with the broads now. So, we'll do that and make a bunch of money and same deal.
That way, the guys they got their Ocean's movies,
Yeah.
and the ladies will have their Ocean's movies.
And we'll put them in some of their hot pants and we'll get it for both. Although I gotta say, every Miramax movie I watch now, I'm like, ugh, nasty as hell. Like every actress has gotta be... Ugh. All the Quentin Tarantino movies.
I see. I always never liked the Quentin Tarantino films.
But even like Good Will Hunting, like every single one of those actresses had to like talk to that fucking creep.
It's unfortunate. I'm sure
I
nobody
think it's
attached to the Hurricane Heist.
No, we're saying we're off the Hurricane Heist. I think it's not. I think it's more than unfortunate because think of like the number of really quality actresses that were just like, I'm not putting up with this. I'll just go do something else instead of have to hang around these fucking psychopaths. Like, what a loss. Like, but instead we get Maggie Grace in Hurricane Heist. I don't
understand the sentiment of that because you said it with a sad voice, but what you said was happy.
I wanted a way to bring it back to the Hurricane Heist, but I don't want to. I hate this trailer.
So do you think there's going to be another set of movies that's like the Tornado
Taken?
Yeah, and then the hurricane and tornado fight.
I don't know if this movie's going to do that well, with its clearly liberal bias. Like, the only way a hurricane would get this big would be with climate change. You know what I mean?
Global warming. Right. Good point.
And that's just... I don't think people are going to buy it.
Well, I don't think that's true scientifically.
Do you think this is a spiritual sequel to Twister?
No. Twister had that late... Who was the woman in that?
Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
And the late, great
Pullman,
Bill...
right?
Paxton.
I think it's Paxton. You think it's Paxton? Right.
Yeah, I don't think Bill Pullman's dead. Is he dead?
No, Bill Pullman was the Independence Day president.
Thanks, Bret. I know who the president of Independence Day was.
Yeah, Bill Paxton
was in Predator 2, of course.
Brett, can you remind me, what is Independence Day again?
It's the day when we stand up with one fell voice and say, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to survive. We're going to live on. Today we celebrate our Independence Day.
You used to sell it more,
Yeah, well, that's on the 4th of July.
So, Sean, you're not excited about this movie?
I think he's crying.
Sorry, I muted it to blow my nose. I heard Bret started to do the Independence Day speech, so I just figured. Yeah, he really used to sell it more.
You had 5 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say, I figured I had the next few minutes to just do whatever.
My coworker was watching a Good Will Hunting clip, and it was just on headphones, so I couldn't hear it, but I just stood next to her, and I repeated every single line as it was happening.
That's cool.
Not a valuable skill, but
no.
Work with what you got.
Definitely kind of a creepy one, though. The way.
Brett, it's not your fault.
Yeah, I know that.
No, look at me. It's not your fault.
No, I know.
This is a great bit to do on the audio medium of a podcast, right? It just carries all the same emotional weight that it did. Because you guys are exactly as powerful and charismatic as Matt Damon and Robin Williams together on screen.
Jeff was just trying to get me close for a hug. So he can insert in a copulatory plug.
Hurricane Heist, please. I'm just going to watch it again on mute real quick.
Okay.
Big old... Do hurricanes look like giant walls of clouds?
I guess.
It just looks like there's a huge wall, and it wraps around them, which I think would only happen if they were in the eye of the storm.
You're thinking about hurricanes that aren't... You're thinking about the hurricanes that don't rob banks, though.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, they use explosives to blow up the vault to get in.
And for a movie set in Alabama, it's a lot of English white people.
What are you trying to say about Alabama?
That it's more diverse than that? Yep. Door exploded. Rain. Guns for some reason. The Batmobile for some reason.
So I knew as soon as I saw the name that someone was going to get sucked out of a window by the hurricane.
Yeah.
You can't have a hurricane without having someone get sucked up. Let's talk about the level of technology here. Do you think that weather watchers, storm chasers, I think they're called, do you think they have the technology that this guy's car has, where he stops in the middle of the street, flips a button or something, and then spikes shoot out the bottom of his car to grip the road so that he can't be moved?
Yeah, he's got a Tesla.
I was thinking, what use would that be with a car? But if he's a storm chaser and he's in hurricanes a lot, I guess that would be very helpful.
Okay, but he uses it so another car crashes into him, which first of all isn't good for either car.
Yeah, he's improvising.
Okay, yeah, but if you oh my god, at that point, he trapped him and his passenger in a steel box, and all the vibrations from the impact like the car won't move forward. It'll just smash them around inside.
Yeah, I mean, you still get injured even if you're wearing a seatbelt if someone smashes into you that
Put
fast.
2 eggs in a shoebox and then shake it as hard as you can. And that's pretty much what happens to those. I hope that's the end of the movie. That car hits them and they're just fucking dead.
Yeah, where are they going to go? They're in a 600 mile per hour. Like, most hurricanes are like 100 mile per hour.
Yeah.
It's faster than a plane goes. Where are they going to go? It's short-sighted.
These semi-trucks get caught up in this hurricane. What went wrong in their plan?
What are they going to do with the community? The community needs help. Are they redistributing that money? Probably not.
You think this hurricane is a communist? Oh my god, wait.
You ever wish
It's
Karl Marx came back as a hurricane with a cannon for an arm?
No, it's the hurricanes working for the big oil companies to clear out all these lower income people from the marshland so they can drill.
You know what? I've heard about this. It's called gentrification, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we saw that guy get sucked out of the window, so there's definitely some white flight in this movie. Did you guys like my white flight joke that I just did?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so definitely I think that this hurricane is in on the heist. I thought it was a communist because I think when it pulls the money out of the 18-wheeler and then spins it around, it's not going to be able to put it. Yeah, it's going to distribute it equally across its entire diameter, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you
But,
think they're going to find a way to somehow stop the hurricane?
well, when the hurricane hits that guy's truck, when it's got the spikes down, it's not going to be able to move the car, so...
Why didn't they just do that with all the money in the treasury? Have spikes built in so it couldn't be moved.
Well, to be fair, we don't see the underneath of where the money is. There very well could be spikes driven in the ground. Unless you mean, why did they spike their money to the floor?
Start stapling!
They knew a big hurricane was coming.
It's all good, sir. I see the money is stapled securely, as it has been for the past several years.
I'm not going to watch this movie, so I don't know the ending, but I feel like it's going to be after the hurricane goes on. They're going to be on a beach. They're going to have lost the money, they think, but the guy and the girl formed a bond, and they're going to be standing on the beach and arm around each other.
Oh.
But then,
I bet-
their, like, one wacky friend is going to pull up in his little Jeep and be like, "Oh, mate, I got $2 million left."
From what?
And then it's going to be like,
You know-
"Ba-na-na-ch, da-na-na."
You know,
Credits.
no, the storm chaser and this guard, after losing all that money because it's spread out through the hurricane, they both lose their jobs, and then they're sitting at home, right, drinking a beer, being like, "Man, we just lost our jobs. This is the worst thing ever." And then the hurricane stops, all that money falls right in their laps.
Wow.
They're buried in money.
Yep.
It kills them.
Yeah.
They die.
They would have been fine if there weren't all those spikes.
There's definitely going to be a little cute little scene where someone wishes for something and then it falls from the ground in front of them and they go, "Oh Lord, thank you."
And then their friend wishes for something weird and it doesn't happen.
Oh yeah, because the friend saw it happen. Classic. Do you think prairie dogs are in this movie?
I think they're in the hurricane after they get sucked out of their burrows, but
Well,
You
they-
don't think they'd survive in their burrows?
No.
In their
They get
panic
sucked
room?
out?
I don't. Well, there's one of them probably does like a warning call, and then the others come to see what it is, and they get sucked up instead.
This hurricane's not wearing a blue jacket.
You guys, check out this hurricane. It's really tall.
Oh my god, that's such a good scene of not the main prairie dog you're rooting for, but one of the good ones, who's the evil prairie dog before you know he's evil, like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." And he walks over and he's like, "Where's the guy in the blue jacket?" And you just hear a gunfire. He falls dead.
Do you think this is better than the Paddington 2 trailer or worse?
Boy, I really liked talking about how that lady in the Paddington trailer was gonna have sex with the monster. So that was fun.
You said all movies happen in the same universe, right? So
I did say that. Well, they have to share actors though for concrete evidence. So I'm sure there's some. What was it? Kevin Bacon, 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, or 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'm sure there's some link here.
Mm-hmm.
What did we say Maggie Grace was in? Let me check. Californication, right? She plays Faith. Everybody knows that.
TV show.
Everybody loves. So she's met David Duchovny.
Mm-hmm.
What's he
Kevin
been in?
Nealon,
What?
X-Files.
Yeah.
Yeah, X-Files movies, yeah. Zoolander.
I don't know what's going on.
We're helping you find the connection.
To Paddington? Because it just sounds like You just said X-Files after I said David Duchovny, and that doesn't really help me.
Oh, I think you just asked what David Duchovny's in.
Well, this has not been helpful or entertaining to anyone, so
Good point.
let's drop it.
Do you think Andy Serkis does the motion capture for the Hurricane?
I hope so. I hope there's footage of him wearing a bunch of cameras just spinning around with his arms out.
I think he makes the wind noise with his mouth.
Well, the Hurricane talks if it's a character, so he's probably shouting stuff about, like, redistributing wealth and...
Do you think the studio had to get the rights to this movie from one of those booths that they have people go into on game shows and that it spits money at you through a lot of winds?
I bet the guy that owns, like, one of those money whirlwinds, like, pitched this movie.
He comes back in. Last weekend I was in one of these booths and he started showing money, and any money you grabbed was yours. And it just got me thinking, a great idea for a movie. The Hurricane Heist.
Do you think the Sharknado people are going to be pissed?
No.
Ooh. If there's more than 2 or 3 sharks you see inside the hurricane, maybe.
I was going to say, that sets up a sequel. Sharknado versus Money Cane.
You going to buy your way out of a bunch of sharks?
Just the Hurricane whipping a bunch of money around. It's going everywhere.
Buys mercenaries for some reason.
But it's too far away. It's all the way on the other side of the hurricane. How are we going to get there, even if we could? What are we going to stop them? And the hurricane just picks them up and flings them to the other side.
Oh, then the Hurricane's going to sacrifice itself at the end,
Yeah.
like, heroically.
Yep.
Yeah.
The government wants to blow up an atomic bomb or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious if you steal $600 million, right? Like, how do you launder it, right? Shows up in a bank account. Oh, it's like $600 million in this bank account after we just lost
first of all,
$600 million.
The hurricane is made up of water particles, so it gets laundered in the hurricane. But I don't know. Probably they're gonna split it because it's not a one-man job, and I don't know. I don't know how money laundering works, and that's what you tell anybody who comes asking. This is a PG-13 movie.
Oh, for sure.
That means they probably throw an S-bomb down every now and again.
Gun violence, action, destruction, language, and some suggestive material.
Which character do you think gets to say the word fuck?
Whoa.
Do you only get one per movie?
Yeah, we only get one per
In a
podcast.
PG-13.
Thanks,
Yeah.
asshole. God, I used another one. We get one use of
Mother
each
of
curse.
Pearl.
I'll beep them out.
We still used them though. It's just.
Yeah, God still knows they happened. Maybe that's how it ends. God just comes down and says, global warming isn't real, and the hurricane disappears.
Patrick Stewart wakes up, says he has had the craziest dream.
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up as Professor X in the future. Oh, what a crazy... Oh, we gotta send Wolverine back in time now. This makes sense. Into his past self, though.
Storm had a great idea to keep funding the school.
Oh, man! That makes way more sense.
That's so good. Yeah, who's going to give that school a grant? Wow, you just pitch that shit tomorrow.
that's-
I use the S word.
This is a Marvel movie, then. This is a Marvel movie. This is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Kitty Pryde's like, should I help fight Juggernaut? Let's use those walking through wall powers for something else today.
That's another... How good would like an Ocean's 11 movie with mutants in it be? Have they made that yet?
No.
Be so good.
And they're kind of like branching out. They did the Western with Logan. They're doing a horror movie with the
Yeah.
New Mutants.
Did you guys see the trailer for Venom that doesn't actually show the Venom character?
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't look very entertaining. It doesn't look very good.
No. Like, we get it, Tom Hardy's an actor.
Yeah.
Great.
Fighting my inner demons. I hate Venom. It's terrible to be a superpowered guy. I don't want to be totally protected from attacks with his goo all over my body and be able to do whatever I want. Oh, no.
What would they do if they put Daniel Day-Lewis as like a mutant with silly powers? Would he pretend to be that for 6 months?
Yeah. Yeah, of course he would. Yes.
Like him as Cyclops just wearing like blinders the whole time. I would love to look at you in the eyes, but I'm afraid my laser beams would blow through you.
You know that's why he retired? Because they offered him a role in a Marvel movie. And he's like, I can't go through that.
Or maybe he's pretending to retire so that he can be bombarded with gamma radiation or something.
Sorry, I'm retiring to be a scientist for gamma rays.
He's walking around with like Dr. Octopus stuff on his back. Well, I'm just retired. Are we done with the Hurricane Heist?
Yeah.
We peaked.
I mean, far from done from it.
Well, but I mean, like, it's an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Which other mutants are going to be in that movie?
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
Storm, Kitty Pryde, Professor X.
Nightcrawler.
No, they can't use Nightcrawler. He could just teleport in and out, so he's off doing something else.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, they need Wolverine, otherwise people won't watch it.
Yeah, that's true.
So get in my car, bub, and then the spikes are actually coming from his
Yeah.
hands when they're swinging down.
He lies flat on his face, and the button just stabs down through it. And then when Storm's trying to lift the car, maybe because she's just in the area trying to get other cars away, he's got to scream real loud like he's in pain. That's a thing he's got to do every movie.
Yeah.
They'll pick some random Game of Thrones cast members and kind of say they're an X-Men.
Yep. It's a good one.
Jon Snow, just take your shirt off. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're Beast. Whatever.
You're Beast now. Maybe Iceman. We don't know. Iceman would be good. Get it?
Yeah.
He's in the north.
Oh, right.
You guys get it?
I was also thinking of Top Gun, too, where he walks up to the White Walker. You're dangerous. Iceman.
This movie takes place in Alabama, though, so probably Gambit. Right?
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
The volleyball scene against the White Walkers would be so hot.
No, it wouldn't.
That's how he beats them, though, because they're looking at his pecs and then they just melt.
They're like Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
How's he going to unnecessarily flex his biceps without a watch?
Good point. They don't have that technology. That's what they're trying to keep away from Westeros.
Got a little sundial.
Yeah.
There's a little sundial on a band on his hand.
Your body's working overtime.
I'm sorry I implied that Frosty the Snowman melts when he looks at hot dudes. It's not what I intended, but it's all I can think about now.
It's okay, Sean. It's true.
Like he walks into a place and they start, yeah. Hey, bow, bow. He lowers his sunglasses a little bit.
Why does Frosty have 2 carrots?
All right, we're done talking about the Hurricane Heist. We can't follow.
Oh, looks like your nose fell, pal.
we cannot follow this line of thought any further. No, what did I just say? What did I just say?
You guys should get a slide whistle for the podcast.
Nope. We absolutely should not.
All right, but whatever we change the subject to, we're thinking about
Candy, no transitions.
Oh, I gotta get into this. I'll do it off mic.
No, you just unwrap it on mic.
Do it on camera.
Do
I
it
wanna
on
see
mic.
it.
You already made the decision.
Introduce it, and I'll be eating it.
We ate Milky Ways this week.
It's just a Three Musketeers. They put a little caramel in.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like a Three Musketeer fell on the floor and someone stepped. They had a Snickers on their shoe and they stepped on the Three Musketeers.
The nougat is much better than in a Three Musketeers.
Fuck you. No, it's not.
Caramel is the
I don't-
laziest of all the sweets. It's just don't they just boil sugar?
Thank you. Fucking caramel sucks. Unless it's the gooey it's falling everywhere. Oh my god, this was a bad candy. It didn't taste bad.
Isn't this gooey caramel? I thought.
No, caramel can be way gooier.
The end of this candy should come with a bullet. Just one.
Jeez.
It's not very good, Jeff. Did you love them?
I think it's a fine candy bar.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but it's good. Chocolate, caramel, nougat, boom, in and out, ready.
Okay.
But sometimes if they're old, the chocolate's a little weird.
I didn't get old Milky Ways, asshole. Okay.
You got a fresh Milky Way,
Yeah.
and you hate it.
And I
They don't
hate
even
it.
address. They don't address
Un-American.
space. They don't. It's not even fucking milk in there. It's caramel.
Yeah, it's true.
At least make it white.
Keep eating it. Have another bite.
I don't
Go
want
on.
another bite.
You gotta. Because it might be the first bite's bad.
It's nasty as
Yeah,
hell.
keep going. Yeah, shove it in there.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
a little slow. No, don't. No, just let the caramel strand dangle under your beard.
I'm gonna choke and throw up.
Well, this is part of the reason we don't eat candy.
Guess I don't need the bullet.
I really did not like the Milky Way. I thought it was very bad. I thought it was basically Three Musketeers that someone dropped into some Snickers and.
Like, as far as shitty chocolate and sugar shit goes, it's all right. But if you're like not depressed, it tastes bad.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's perfectly fine candy.
It's sweet chocolate with nougat, but none of it's good.
I like the little health things on the back are based on a 2,000 calorie diet. If you're eating this shit, you're not eating only 2,000 calories.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know. How many Milky Ways could I eat in my 2,000 calorie diet?
Less than 10. They're $2.40 each.
Jesus. I got a. You know how they sell like a bunch all together in one line?
Mm-hmm.
Like full sized or fun sized?
Fun sized. I saw there was caramel in it, and I figured I wasn't gonna eat a full sized one.
Yeah. So you bought like the just a sleeve of the fun size.
Yeah, sleeve. Thank you. Yeah, I got a sleeve of Milky Ways.
How many did you eat of this terrible
2.
candy that you hate? Out of how many in the sleeve? 8?
12,
10?
I think. 10 to 12.
12.
Do you know Milky Ways float?
Really?
Float where?
In milk.
Are they supposed to float in milk? Is that a thing?
I don't know. There's just a picture of it on the Wikipedia page that I scrolled by. The caption the caption is Milky Way floating in milk, and it is situated directly next to the section titled Marketing.
Yeah.
So
That's a European wrapper though, so you know how those Europeans do. They laid down a towel in case they dropped it in there so hard, milk got everywhere.
here's the thing. There's a lot of milk in that bowl, and the Milky Way is not very big.
Well, it's even smaller in Europe, the bar, it looks like, right?
Well, I guess the Europeans know how disgusting this kind of caramel is. And how inferior their nougat was.
They put stars around real, Mars real chocolate, which is the equivalent of saying not real. And then it says partially produced with genetic engineering.
Good.
That's cool.
Isn't everything.
Ugh.
Right?
Yeah. Good. I want to be eating mutant foods as soon as possible. It's good for you.
What do you know about this, Jeff?
I know originally the chocolate coating was supplied by Hershey's back in the day, before M&M Mars got a hold of it.
Oh.
It's chocolate nougat with milk chocolate coating, and the Milky Way Dark is vanilla nougat.
What was it based on?
Like a milkshake, like a famed malted milk drink.
Yeah, I do like, So the Wikipedia page does say the name and taste were taken from a famed malted milk drink, and then in parentheses, milkshake. So maybe it wasn't a milkshake, but a malted milk drink from the 1920s is the closest we can approximate. All right, well...
They wouldn't even give this to soldiers, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see anything in here about it being shipped overseas, which we've had with a lot of other candies, so...
The global Milky Way, so the European version, is a different chocolate candy bar, and it's similar to the Three Musketeers.
So is this one.
So if you look above that picture where it's floating in milk, the European one is on the right, and it doesn't have any caramel.
So are the two big chocolatiers in the country Mars and Hershey?
Yeah.
Who do you gear towards?
I mean,
I like Left Twix. It's made in a different factory. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're both equally bad.
So much sugar in them, you can't fucking taste the chocolate anyway.
It's fine.
Jeff, you don't drink, you don't smoke. If you cut candy, you'd have a 6-pack in like a month.
Yeah. Yeah, the dentist was like, do you drink a lot of sugary drinks? And I said, no. He just looked at me weird. But he didn't ask, do you eat candy almost constantly? So, joke's on him.
Yeah.
What a dummy.
He's going to have to go home and live with those decisions.
Now, Bret, you rarely eat candy, right?
No,
you don't
almost
eat a lot
never.
of candy.
I like dark chocolate. I'll eat that sometimes.
Why don't you have a 6-pack?
That's a good point. I only like passively working out. I don't go to Planet Fitness.
That's fair.
Why don't you have a 6-pack? You go to the gym.
Yeah, I've been fat all my life, though. It'll take time. Give me some time, I'll have a 6-pack.
Maybe 2019's the year of the 6-pack.
Yeah.
You guys want to do a pact right now? Well, I'll have six packs in 2019.
6-pack!
Yeah. I like it.
Let's do it. I like doing it because it almost feels like we're doing it out of spite. which is the only way I like to do.
Yeah, that's the only motivation people from Winchendon understand. All right, so this candy was terrible. Milky Ways are not good.
Where'd you
Bottom
put
of
them,
the
Sean?
barrel.
Oof. I'm gonna say top of the
You
shelf.
have so much candy on the top shelf there, buddy.
That's 2.
You have so many up there. I'm not keeping track. It just feels like you say top of the shelf every time.
This one's in the gun cabinet.
Where would you put this, Brett? Our system, as I'm sure you know from listening.
It's bottom of the barrel for me.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've gotten above maybe middle of the road yet.
Really divisive, this candy.
Is it?
No one said middle of the road.
It's just lazy. It's just Three Musketeers with some caramel. The
Yeah.
shittiest of all the sweet.
Yep. Caramel is the worst. Unless it's super...
Have you guys done York's Peppermint Patty?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
It's a different rating system back
Yeah.
then. I think it was top middle for me.
Probably same for me.
You can't go wrong with mint, generally.
It's hard to go wrong with mint. Let's say that. Well, that's the podcast. It's over now. That's it.
It was fun.
That's it. Thanks for being on, Brett.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We got like a whole outro thing that we got to do now, so...
Yeah, Brett, thank you.
Okay. So,
I wanted to thank him
yeah,
too.
it was just weird that you did it in the middle of me talking. You could have waited until I was done.
Well, I feel like, the longer it went, the more it would seem that I didn't want to thank him.
Okay.
Oh, can I do some? I don't want to call it fan art, but sure. Can I do some art for the show coming up?
Yeah.
We literally can't stop you, so
Cool.
please do.
Can you tell us what it's going to be?
I can't even tell myself what it's going to be. It just happens. Yeah.
It's the nature of art, man. But I tell you what, you send that art to Jeff, and he could put it up on our Instagram page, probably.
Whoa! 3
Put
likes.
it up.
I don't think so. Where's the third like? It's going to be you and him, and then where's the third like going to come from?
Polly.
Oh, that's fair. That's pretty brazen. You think she's going to like your artwork of her fiance's podcast?
That was asking a lot.
That's kind of asking a lot. Yeah. So our Instagram page, if you want to see Brett's fan art, is at Heads Up.
Brett, what media?
Oh, sorry.
What media are you going to use for these copulation
I was
plugs?
just plugging our Instagram page, so please.
Sean, I'm sorry.
No,
Please.
you please get it all out of your system. Oh, you can't. You're all plugged up. Our Instagram page is at Heads Up Pod, as is our Twitter handle. Say our. I really have just completely abandoned helping Jeff in any way, shape, or form with any of these things. But
You're there in spirit.
not really. There's also Gmail. You could email us if you wanted to. headsuppod@gmail.com.
True. Yeah.
Clay. I'm going to be making the copulation plugs out of clay.
Oh.
Got it.
I swear to God, if you make it look like a dreidel, I will
What?
call the Jewish Council for Jewish Law, I guess. I don't know. They'll come and
You really nailed
they'll attack you.
All right, I'll change what I was going to do.
All right, thank you. All right.
Make it look like the star date.
You guys get it all out of your systems?
I'm all jammed up.
All jammed. All
I'm really
right.
banana jammed in there.
Guys, let's put a plug in this banana jam. This is the Heads Up Pod. Our guest has been Brett.
Hi, thank you. Bye.
I'm Sean,
I'm Jeff.
and we're popping off.
Toodles.
And I don't mean this to sound creepy, but can you work someone out in their sleep?
This has been the Heads Up podcast. I'm sorry, Jeff. I never remember. Do you want to do we do your names in the same order every time? I never remember.
Sure. Whatever. What you're comfortable with is fine.
Usually what I'm comfortable with is then I just say my name because I'm still talking. I don't have to wait for you to pick up the cue. But what happens then is we say our names at the same time, and we got to take another run at it.
You say your name first.
Sure?
That's what I want. Yeah.
Right. So you're the first name they hear and the last name. That's great. That's good. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, all right.
Jeff's going to beep your name out.